Today I'll be taking a look at the Thistle Hotel at Heathrow Terminal 5. Okay, let's go inside and take a look.
There's a lounge area near the entrance with self-serve drinks and snacks. Even though it's self-serve, it's not any cheaper than dining in a regular bar.
Okay, I'm inside my room. This is a twin room, just an entry-level twin room on the ground floor of the Thistle Heathrow Terminal 5 Hotel. Let's take a look around the room.
This is what you see when you come into the room. To the left you have a wardrobe storage unit. You have a cupboard there with one of those stands to put your luggage on. Another cupboard with ironing facilities and a safe. And another cupboard where you can put your luggage, and this one has some coat hangers and spare towels. Coming in here you can see the two beds. Because it's a twin room, obviously a double room would have just a double bed. And you have tea and coffee making facilities. The kettle is nice and clean inside. And you have a selection of tea and coffee. You have English breakfast tea, some herbal tea, instant coffee, and a couple of shortbread biscuits. You also have a couple of bottles of drinking water, one bottle of sparkling water and a bottle of still water. And there's a flat screen TV, air conditioning, which you won't always get in a hotel with this price range, and there's a nice little chair to sit in.
Let's see what those beds are like. Okay, I'm just going to try out these beds. That seems very comfortable. So you're just sitting on that bed. It seems a really comfortable bed. It does feel a little bit bouncier than I'd normally like in a bed, but I've just been flying for 30 hours, so I'm going to sleep well on anything tonight. I'm definitely going to sleep well on this. Yep, that's nice. That's a nice comfy bed. Now let's see what sort of view that you get from our room. Bearing in mind this is just a ground floor room, so not going to expect much from your view. And that's it. A view of the car park. Nothing special there, although I have heard that the views from the airport facing rooms on the upstairs floor are way better. It's got a great unobstructed view of the runway, so if you want to look at the planes coming into land, you'll love those upstairs rooms. But now I've just got the basic entry level room. The hotel is fairly basic. It's an older hotel. It's one of the oldest hotels around Heathrow. You can definitely tell when you walk around, just looking at the carpets, some of the other fittings in the hotel, they do look a little bit dated. But for the most part, it's quite well maintained, and it does offer quite a good value accommodation for the price. But there are better hotels at Heathrow. Just have a quick look at some of the things that I don't really like about the hotel room. These are just little things. I'm really picking here. I think these light fittings just look a little bit dated. Yeah, just that sort of gold picture frame and those little light fittings there just look a bit dated. And coming into the bathroom, you'll probably know the worst things I think about the hotel is that the shower is basically, you better step into a bath to take a shower. I really don't like that. I'd much rather have a proper shower that is purpose-built as just a shower. And also, I don't like that there's a shower curtain as opposed to having a proper glass door. It's horrible getting in a shower and stepping back and having that shower curtain sticking to you. Yeah, I'd rather not have that. But other than that, really, that's just picking because it is a good quality place to stay for the price. And it's particularly great if you need to be near Terminal 5. There's only a handful of hotels near Terminal 5. The Sofitel is the closest and the best, but it's way beyond most people's budget. and that basically leaves you with the Thistle and the Premier Inn across the road. But the big advantage of the Thistle is the transport options to get to Terminal 5. It's the only hotel at Heathrow that has direct access to the Heathrow pods. Pods are a unique transport option, and a lot of people stay at the Thistle Hotel specifically so they can get to the terminal by riding the pod. It's not cheap though. It costs £8, whereas you could walk out the front of the hotel and hop on a regular red bus for a fraction of that price. But it is certainly a unique way to travel to the airport. This is what the pods look like. So when you go through the gates at the back of the hotel, you walk through the car park and you come to Station B. After pre-booking it at the hotel to get access to the gate, simply touch the screen.
Stop. Hello. Where do you want to go? You are going to Terminal 5. Is that okay? Please board your pod for Terminal 5.
Now the pods are not as smooth a ride as you'd expect, but you generally will get the complete pod to yourself, so it's almost like taking a taxi. Okay, and there you have it. We're at Terminal 5, using the pods from Thistle Hotel.
The hotel is noted for its bar, but it was closed for renovation with a temporary bar in its place. This is what the bar and restaurant used to look like before the renovation, and the hotel's position overlooking the runway meant that it offered some of the best runway views of any Heathrow Airport hotel, despite the hotel only being on 2 levels. The bar has since reopened, and I expect that it has been greatly improved. However, I haven't seen the new bar firsthand. Like most hotels, wireless internet at the Thistle Hotel is free. I'll just check how fast it is. Okay, so that's pretty fast Wi-Fi with a better than average upload speed, which is great if you need to sync files with the cloud. If this hotel was a biscuit, what biscuit would it be?
If this hotel was a biscuit, it would be a shortbread biscuit. It's a classic that stood the test of time, and while nothing special, you'll be happy if someone offers you a shortbread, just like you'll be happy with a night at the Thistle. Buttery. Okay, look. Let's take a look around the neighbourhood, around the hotel. Being an airport hotel, there's not a lot of interest in the immediate vicinity around the hotel. It's basically just a couple of other hotels, like the Premier Inn across the road. And there's a bus stop right here. You got the 423, which will take you into Terminal 5 and into Hounslow. There's a McDonald's across the road next to the Premier Inn Hotel. Apart from that, there's not a lot in the immediate vicinity of the hotel. It's just a short walk to Longford Village, which is a proper little village with a pubs and character. It's makes a big change from staying at most other Heathrow hotels, where you're surrounded just by other hotels or industrial buildings and so forth. So staying at the Thistle, you can just walk down here, pop into a local pub, have a pint and a proper meal, as opposed to just going to the hotel restaurant or a fast food restaurant nearby. Yeah, so the Thistle Heathrow Terminal 5 hotel, it's a great value hotel if you're looking for something close to Terminal 5. It's particularly attractive if you really like those pods, although the pods are overpriced, and I'd say the average person staying here is not going to spend the extra £8. They'll just hop on a regular bus to get to the airport terminal. But if you want to ride those pods, this is the hotel to stay. It is an older hotel. It's nothing special as far as the accommodation goes, but there's nothing wrong with it either. It's got everything you need, but you can just tell by looking around that it needs a little bit of work, and some of the furnishings and fittings do look a little bit dated.